Hello everyone, welcome to the tutorial of SlideScope where we are learning how to show a MySQL database data in a Flutter app with the help of PHP API and server. So to run PHP and MySQL we have used XAMPP, and as you can see in XAMPP Apache and MySQL are running. Our database is this trading database. So you can see here trading DB, and in this trading DB you can see we have the categories table where we have category name and description. So what we are doing is we are dynamically fetching this category name and description from this table and displaying on this API. So this API is returning the data in form of a JSON file. You can see the category ID, the category name and description are shown here. So in this JSON file, or let's say it's an array. So in this array there are these dictionaries. So in this list we have, let's say there are total of 10 categories. So it contains 10 dictionaries with a key and value pair as the name of columns and their respective values. So name of column is category ID, category name, description, and here we are showing the same. Now I'll just give a quick review of how this API is created. So in PHP, if you have to connect with a MySQL database, you know that you have to provide 4 credentials, which is your server name, username, password, and database name. And we are setting the headers to return JSON and allow CORS if needed. Okay, so this line is important. Now we are selecting category ID, category name, and description from categories, and we are running the query. After the query is run, we are running this loop. You know, so we have created this empty array categories, and then we are running the loop to put values of this row that is fetched, value of each row that is fetched. We are appending into this array, and then finally we are encoding that array as a JSON file, and that is showing us this particular result that you just saw. Okay, so I will share this code, an entire code with you, so that you can learn. You can create any database. It can be any table that you want to connect, and you have to follow the same procedure. You have to remember what columns you are selecting. Now this is our Flutter app. So considering that you already know how to install Flutter and start a Flutter app, uh, if you don't know, we already have separate tutorials and videos for that, which I will share with you. So all you have to do here is open your library or create a test drive or something, uh, create a test project, and in your test project just come to the library folder or lib folder, and I am using Visual Studio Code. You can use any IDE that you want. You have to open main.dart, and here first you have to import package, that is flutter material.dart, package that is http.dart as http, and dart.convert. Second thing, in your pubspec.yaml file, okay, I have added just this line under dependencies that HTTP 1.2.2 is required. So you just have to add this line HTTP 1.2.2. In my case, this version is the latest, which was suggested by Flutter. In your case, whenever you are running, it may be something different, but you have to remember we have to use this dependency, and then when you will run your app, it will obviously use this dependency, install it for you, and then when you go to main.dart, you will see this file. Again, this file will also be shared. So void main, just run my app, and here we have class my app extend statelet widget, and This is the output that we are seeing, the category list, beverages, its value, condiments, what is the description, confection. So this is what we are seeing is the output, because in our case we have selected Chrome as our output device. In your case it may be Android, it may be iPhone or any other Mac OS or Windows, whatever is there. In our case it is just Chrome. So using the responsive inspector of Chrome we are displaying it. Now let's get back to this and understand. So first of all we have to create a variable list categories and set it to empty. Okay, you don't have to worry about this. This is something we were testing. You have to use list categories. So in your class home screen state, that extends your state home screen. Okay, so you have to create list categories and currently it is empty. Then we have created a function to fetch categories from the API. So this is the URL where we can see the data. Okay, currently it's an open API. Obviously if it's the API with some kind of authentication, so you have to send headers and etc. We will deal with that later. This tutorial is for very beginners, who are just learning these things, how to show data from an API into Flutter app. So this is fetch categories asynchronous, and here we have declared a URL variable where we are using URI. So dot parse, here you can replace with your API URL, and then whatever response we are getting we are using await to, and as you remember HTTP we already imported. So HTTP dot get URL will get the data from the URL and save it in response. If response dot status code is success, 200 is success, 404 is error, and there are different type of status codes. So you will set a state, and in your set state you are using that same category list. So in that category list we will put JSON decode. So in our API we encoded JSON, we encoded the values in form of JSON. Here we are decoding them, and if this has error, so it will show fail to load categories if there is any error. Now again this is something we don't have to worry about. So after creating this function which is called fetch categories, here we are building our page here. So this is app bar, this is title. So title of app bar is categories list. Okay, categories list. And then in body part you can consider it as your header. In your body part we have created a column, and in the column we have put a children object, and in this children we have expanded display categories fetch from the API. So when we use expanded, or I am showing you other examples also, like when we use a container or a text, so we write child. Suppose you have to write ye mera div, or this is my div, whatever. Suppose you are creating a button, so in that button you have to use a text, click me. So in the similar way, in the child we are using list view builder, and in this list view builder we are using item count, which will be length of the category, because we have to run the loop which will fetch all data from that list. Okay, so this list view builder will count the length of items in the categories. Then item builder is context, and you are seeing widget builder build context, and then index. So in item builder we are using context and index, and title will be text, categories index. In our list builder there will be title and subtitle. Title will be the index category name, and subtitle will be the category's index description. So we are not using ID here, but we are using title and subtitle, and this way it will return the list title inside our list view builder, and we'll be able to show this data. So this entire code, this main.dart, that API code will be shared with you, and the database that we have used is Northwind MySQL database, which is a very famous database. So you can combine all of them to kind of see if it is working for you. Thanks for watching the video. If you like this, please subscribe to our channel so that when we'll post more videos for Flutter development, you can receive the notification. Have a nice day.